So I'd only bought my Xbox, well, like 2 months ago, and I've only had it for like a couple of days, and then I started getting these weird errors when I boot the system, these weird system errors like E102, E105, and a whole bunch of other nonsense that I did not understand. So I decided to look up online what exactly these issues were because I bought my Xbox and like 3 days later, less than a week, I'm getting problems with it, right? Like when I tried booting it, it wouldn't come on, or it would just boot to a black screen, show the error, then I have to forcibly shut it down, put it up back again, get the same problem, and this process would continue like for hours or half an hour and then and it just keep cycling through the process of rebooting the system over and over and over, hoping that it will come on. And when it did come on, the system would just be so slow. I was thinking to myself, did I really spend 500 US on this supposedly most powerful console in the entire world? I was honestly regretting not getting a PlayStation or a PlayStation Pro because it's cheaper than the Xbox One X, and it supports keyboard and mice, and it supports USB microphones. Like I won't have to buy a stupid adapter and plug it into my Xbox just to use my headphones or whatnot because I had the USB headphones at the time. And the only reason I really got the Xbox One console was to, because it claimed it's supposedly the best console on the planet, the most powerful, it is indeed the best, well, the most powerful console on the planet if you look at the specs compared to the PlayStation Pro. And yeah, but the customer support on the Xbox One X is also horrible. Like whenever you message these guys with a problem, no matter what the problem is, they'll tell you to reboot the system. Sorry about that alarm. They'll tell you to reboot the system. Even if you look up online, they'll just say, "Oh, reboot the system. Oh, try soft resetting it. Oh, unplug the power for 30 minutes." They'll either tell you that or to send the console back to them. Now, the thing that makes no sense to me is that if I'm having a problem and I message you guys about it, I want to know why I'm having a problem and how to clearly fix it. By you guys, I'm referring to Xbox support or Microsoft support or whatever it is. But yeah, that was really, really not helpful at all. So anyways, I decided to keep looking up online what these random errors were, and I stumbled upon a few websites that gave me clues as to what they were. And one of the errors I was getting pointed towards supposedly a hardware issue with my hard drive. Now the thing that makes no sense, right? That why would the developers of this console show me, people like you and I watching this video, the end user, random numbers that means nothing to us? Like how are we supposed to decipher what problems we're having in our console when we're getting these random ass numbers, right? Just tell me, oh, my hard drive is failing. Oh, something is wrong with my Wi-Fi card or something. Oh, the system is corrupted. It's best to show the person that so that they know what they're dealing with. Instead of these random codes, and they have to go online, Google these codes to figure out what they were. It was just a big hassle. And the sad thing about it, right, that when I finally delved down to the core issue of it being a hardware issue with my hard drive, because it's like, when you think about it, the Xbox One X is practically a freaking PC. All the parts are modular, and when you take it apart, you see the fan, you see the heat sinks, you see the RAM, you see the CPU, you see the GPU, you see the freaking hard drive, you see the disk drive. It's like a freaking CPU, not it's like a mini system unit, a mini PC, just packed into that small form factor, and Microsoft is selling it off as a console. So yeah, what I was thinking, right, is like if the Xbox One X operates just as a PC would, then most likely the problem I'm getting is going to be with the OS or a corrupted hard drive. Like no other parts can be damaged unless they are physically damaged, and I never made the console fall. For example, if the system is not booting, I know there was either going to be a problem with the OS or there's something wrong with the hard drive preventing it to boot. There wasn't going to be any other hardware fault since there was no other, well, what can I say, no way they could have gotten damaged. So yeah, and also I live, just to let you guys know, I live outside of the US, so the price it would have cost me to ship the console back to Microsoft, and then I would have had to wait like 2 weeks or so to get it back to myself. Like, that would have just been longer than me trying to fix the problem myself. So yeah, I just decided to like, hey, let me just do my best and try and fix this thing. So I went to my this local tech shop, you can call it, that sells hard drives. My goal was to buy an external hard drive that comes with the enclosure and the solid USB cable, and try reloading the OS back onto the console myself. So yeah, I paid in what US dollars around $60 for the hard drive and the enclosure and the solid USB cable, and went online looking to how I should recover this system. And surprisingly, I found this YouTube video, I'll link it to you guys, on how to basically turn any new hard drive, format any new hard drive so that it'll become one acceptable by your Xbox One X. I followed all the steps by the guy and I had this prepared hard drive to put into my system. Now the only hard part was to get into the console itself. And I had none of the screwdrivers that you actually needed to open the console, so I had to use these regular star point screwdrivers, which I can tell you was a freaking pain in the butt to open. It took me like around 2 hours to freaking remove the case from the console, and sorry, I'm tired, to locate where the hard drive was. So after I found where the hard drive was, I took it out and ripped onto the hard drive. So basically, you know, like when your Xbox is booting, it shows like the Xbox One X GPU and that old flashy thing, then it shows Xbox One or whatever. Yeah, I forgot to basically put that on. So when it was booting, the guy was saying that if you don't put this on, this file, your console will just boot to the black screen and you will think something is wrong, but in reality nothing is wrong. It was booting, the guy was saying that if you don't put this on, this file, your console will just boot to the black screen and you will think something is wrong, but in reality nothing is wrong. It's just not showing the loading animation. But yeah, everything loaded fine. I just basically re-entered everything I did at the starting of. It's basically like I had a new console with a new hard drive. So yeah, basically I did get lucky narrowing down the problem to an HDD problem, and apparently this probably happened during some system update. The OS files must have gotten corrupted or something. I don't know how, but apparently the hard drive was corrupted, because when I did take it out and scanned each partition, cause the Xbox One X hard drives, when you format it for it to be acceptable by the system, it has like 5 or 6 or so partitions. So yeah, we did find some of the partitions were corrupted, and I did fix them and I reformatted, because when I did take it out and scanned each partition, cause the Xbox One X hard drives, when you format it for it to be acceptable by the system, it has like 5 or 6 or so partitions. So yeah, we did find some of the partitions were corrupted, and I did fix them and I reformatted the hard drive, and it's in my bedroom. It's in a safe position in my bedroom, but in the system now is the new hard drive that I did buy with the OS and everything. So yeah, if you guys are wondering how to fix your Xbox One X from these random system errors, E105, E102, I will show you guys the video and that I found to basically turn a new hard drive into one acceptable by the Xbox One X. But just so you know, is that opening your console, going into it, does void the warranty, and if you don't know what you're doing, you will just damage it more than it probably is already. I felt confident in going into the console because you can say I'm experienced somewhat in the technical field. Actually, I'm in the IT field, and I have taken apart systems, laptops, and PCs myself for replacement. Stuff that I've owned and stuff that I've not owned. Stuff for others and stuff for work. So yeah, I knew what I was doing. So I would only recommend you guys to open your Xbox One X to replace the hard drive if, one, you live outside of the US and can't easily ship it back to the retailer or a Microsoft Service Center for them to fix it, and 2, you live inside of the US and you don't want to wait that long period for them to replace it. But if you live inside of the US, I just recommend you just send that thing back to them, and by them I mean Microsoft, and have them replace it. So yeah, that's my story on how I fixed my Xbox One X from all those dreaded errors. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to my thoughts on my predicament, and I'll see you guys later.